the pressure on the availability of petrol. It's the only means for an average businessman and an household to survive, and it's not available. And you see, when you want to talk of what are the solutions, as far as I'm concerned, I think the handlers of this economy are capitalizing on the area the president is not looking at. And that's the consequences for wrongdoing. When I look at the excuses that are being given, logistics, for weeks, I put it across to you. I saw your video that you showed while we were actually rolling out this, of the chaotic situation in several filling stations. Just last week, Sunday, I spent over 5 hours. Productive time. I could not even go to church before I could have access to it. And this, I have to say that at that filling station, we have someone who lost the life. We never knew what happened. Right. Possibly something just happened. He started just converting, and the next thing, he gave up the, you know, these are, if you look at the implication of what this queue, a lot of people, as we speak, are not even having the avenue to go. As I was coming this morning, this filling station very close to us, I saw the long queue as extending beyond even the junction that will link up to CMD Road. And you ask yourself, that is what is obtainable everywhere. We thought subsidy is gone. We'll definitely make this thing available, and we can have access to it. You know, it took a little while before people adjusted to that pump price. And after a while, we said, okay, I think it has come to stay, and we'll move on. So you can imagine we are no longer buying at 568 or 600 or 620. It has gone as high as over 1,000 naira at filling station, not at the black market, as we speak, exploiting people. And the only explanation we could get is there are logistic issues and heads have not rolled. That's why I'm calling on President this morning. He's a man we know that he understands the process. You might be putting a lot of things into play. But what we've seen is that individual cash out to say, nothing will happen, let's just do it. Do you know the number of businesses that have gone down the drain within the last few weeks? And all we have is that we are working. You had the marketer saying, okay, 300 million liters has actually been rolled in the next few weeks. The last one, and on Monday we came up and the NNPCL was addressing us. People should not do panic buying. We have more than enough supply to go around. And today is Friday, a week after that. Nothing positive has happened. A lot of people, the cost of transportation for an average person going to offices has actually doubled. You can imagine people have suddenly resorted to beggars. These are issues. And for me, it's not that we don't know what to do. It's not that we don't have understanding of what to do. But I think certain set of people who are handlers of this economy have suddenly just take their eyes off the pain of an average citizen, and the president needs to do something. We need to have consequences for some of these issues that are happening. It is then when they now invite you. Just imagine we give the appointment to someone, he's been fired for non-performance, and they are inviting you, Sheta, to say, please, can you take this? I'm sure you think twice. This is a country where we don't resign for failure. Right. In other same climb, people feel, I have failed myself, I have failed the nation with every effort that I've put in, but rather we attribute our failure to sabotage. Are those sabotage not there when we're actually taking up that responsibility? We come up and speak English. I can tell you for free that people are pained. There are serious issues with people out there. You see, I watched a video last night being posted. People fighting, married men, you know, senior people fighting at the filling station because they are tensed. They are tensed.
That's right.
I feel the only action I feel the president has not taken in this aspect is to actually fire someone for this wrongdoing because the citizens are not smiling at all.
That's right. Just like you said, you know, whenever we have issue of petrol scarcity and you have people queuing and all of that, there was one incident that happened somewhere in Lagos where they said at first it was alleged that it was a DSS that killed the person, but later on the police made it known that it's a police officer serving at Special Protection Unit Base 17, Lion Building, Lagos, you know, identified for killing of a young man, Toib Eniafe, after he was shot at a petrol station belonging to the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited at Obalinde in Ikoyi area of Lagos. So these are some of the kind of tragedies that we tend to, you know, you actually mentioned another one. What exactly do you think can be done so that we don't have this issue? You already alluded to the fact that they said when subsidy will be removed, they will have abundance of petrol. But do you ever believe that when we don't have any refining services going on in Nigeria?
Yeah, you see, when it comes to that aspect, I feel we've overflogged it, and we are not having any traction. Quite disappointing, I must say, that I don't know who actually fed the president with that information, but it came up and he said by December 2023 we have Port Harcourt Refinery, coming to mainstream, and we at least.
Lily Kerry said as of end of last month, we should begin to refine petroleum products.
Right. Yeah, I'm still coming there.
Timeline.
Yeah, I'm still coming there. We had that in December, and after 4 months, the GMD of NNPCL said we should have. Today is thought we are not having anything, and that's what I keep saying. You see, in the private sector, and that's why they will say possibly people don't look at it first. I'm sure you can't give your head of department, I don't want to say the managing director, an information that he will disseminate to the public, and he will see the failure and you still be retaining your job. I don't think that will happen. As a matter of fact, you must have your facts well loaded before even giving it to your head of department that will disseminate to the managing director.
What if the head of department is speaking his own mind?
So if he's speaking his own mind, that information is not from you, but from your HOD. And if the normal private sector that I know, by the time you slight the managing director who is reporting to the board, who knows the implication of the image of the organization he is managing, if he doesn't fire you, the board will fire him. But we don't have that as a nation. We've had a lot of promises on the part of presidency, on the part of people handling our agency, failures, and nothing is happening. So everybody take it. We've had issues of saying in the power sector, you pay more, you have more availability, we guarantee you this. As we speak, even the people that are on band A are complaining, because everybody has certainly become meters that are reading their meters themselves. Okay. You don't meter reading meter. So before now, you don't care. You don't say the availability and make use of it. We've seen instances of litigation, going to discourse of failure of attaining the 20 hours promise on daily basis. They've come out to say, no, it's not on daily, it's accumulation. By the time you accumulate it for a month, divide and be able to see that you are. So it's possible that you don't have today, you don't have tomorrow, and
so
we'll
it's
give you
on an average.
On an average of 20 hours. Now that's the explanation we get, because a lot of people are suddenly coming up. If you go to the social media, picking up on the disco, and the question is, why do we come out with promises? Is it just to sensitize the people that we are working when we are not doing anything?
Is it even working? Are those promises even
that's what we're saying. You are promising
motive
them.
Behind those promises, are they working?
It's not there. And you ask yourself, what are we doing to take this from where we are?
Does it appear that we are sort of being in a hurry? Because if you say you want to do something, it might actually take some time rather, for you to be able to achieve it.
They gave us the time.
Just like the petrol, the NNPC or the marketers are saying that they'll take a 15-day period for them to flood the market. So it could be a process.
So if it's a process that will take 15 days, if after 15 days this thing did not diffuse, are you sure anything will happen? Nothing will happen. You know, anybody account for it. They will come up with another excuse, because given those dates, you see, we've seen times with that number failures of some of these commitments. If you go to the area of you saying refinery, we have said it times with that number. Nigeria is the only nation among OPEC countries that you are importing fuel. We've had instances of saying, oh, very soon, Dangote. During the last administration, before they handed over to this administration, we were promised by May, by June, by August, by September, Dangote will come to the mainstream. Even though the price will not come down drastically, but at least you have availability of it. Shita Kemi, where are we today? Nobody is asking questions. The only thing we've seen is that, okay, Dangote is working, diesel is coming down. Even the diesel that we've heard that they've crashed the price to about 940, people are still buying it over 1,000. I think the last I signed in my office was they were 1,200 naira. So the fact remains that, do we monitor some of those things that we actually give as commitment to the people? I think that's the area we should start addressing. I think those that are actually giving reports to Mr. President, you know, always have, I say this thing, where you go to the president with good write-ups. There are good write-ups, there are good words that you can say. But is that the reality? The answer is no. We are not having that traction that is expected of us. Businesses keep nosediving on daily basis. You can imagine those businesses. I have heaps of organization, you know, on the feeder where I belong to, both at home and in the office. And we've been running on alternative power diesel for average of over 24 hours. In the last time I saw our resident, you know, took up to the street to go and protest on the issue of non-availability of supply. These are learned people that you ask yourself the question, we have been enjoying this. And the disheartening thing is there is no communication.
Right.